So while I'm not happy about Verily's website for the COVID dashboard, and I'm upset about BioBot losing their contract for COVID wastewater monitoring, I have to underpin that the CDC is to blame here. The CDC is at fault. It is not the individual faults of these contracting companies. And anyone that's ever been in some sort of project manager role knows that this is really, it comes down to the CDC. And that's because the CDC was clearly not upfront with BioBot and was stringing them along for months because their contract actually ended in June, and then you have July, August, September, where they kept extending the contract with slow data reports and data releases. So they just strung them along after the contract extension, and they had a contract extension from January to June, which is like all great signs. Like, hey, look, we like what you're doing, keep doing it. We're gonna keep sending you the money, and then we'll think about this 5-year contract. So the CDC clearly did not manage um, expectations with BioBot very well. So when they went with a company that underbid BioBot, that's gonna make them feel pretty shitty because BioBot was there since the beginning and set up the framework for our COVID monitoring programs throughout the entire country. They worked with different wastewater facilities. They set up all of the infrastructure for this. So it's not like they did anything wrong and that's why they lost the contract. It was because of Google being able to afford to operate at a loss over 5 years. For whatever reason, they chose to do that so that they could easily underbid BioBot. So the CDC is going to point fingers and be like, well, they just didn't do the right thing. BioBot is just being bitter about it. We went to save money. This is why we chose it, when they're really not giving an announcement or a justification even publicly to why they made this contracting switch. And if they set expectations and did this appropriately, they would have set the contract up in such a way so that BioBot would have this overlap time with Verily so that the two contractors could work together, create a way to integrate historic data, and help create a unified, well developed system for this COVID wastewater transfer. But the CDC didn't do that. This is the CDC's fault.